Jimmy Kimmel, one of the biggest late night talk show hosts in the world, was kicked off the air indefinitely for Charlie Kirk comments, mocking his death, making fun of him. I think personally, their ratings are low, they're down. We are the mainstream media. We're like basically the modern day talk show hosts of the world. And these people are kind of dying off. A lot of these talk show hosts, that late show, nobody watches anymore. They have no pull. So I think it's a way for them to kind of get them off the air gracefully. But let's see what they say about it today.
In the past few minutes, Nexstar, the owner of dozens of ABC affiliate stations across the country, said they will not air Jimmy Kimmel live, quote, for the foreseeable future, based on his monologue in the wake of the Charlie Kirk assassination.
Well, Brett, if there are two House members that want to make this about themselves, it's Ilhan Omar and Nancy Mace. I have said across this channel, I wrote an op-ed for Fox Digital that was published yesterday. We've got to tone down the rhetoric, obviously. I think folks on the left have to understand that this is following, obviously, the brutal assassination attempts on the former president, now current president, and, of course, Charlie Kirk, who I spent a lot of time on this network debating. And David Spunt just talked about statistics in terms of these studies with right-wing fueled or left-wing fueled attacks in this country. And I think what we need to do as the left, right, as a representative of the left, is acknowledge the pain and the hurt that many on the right are feeling, and not just say, okay, well, what about the House Speaker in Minnesota as an excuse, or Paul Pelosi? These also horrific attacks on people's lives and livelihoods, but understand the pain and the hurt to try and move past this situation.
Well said, Mary Catherine.
I mean, I think Jimmy Kimmel was lying to his audience. It was quite obvious.
He essentially said it was a MAGA shooter.
Yes, he's wrong. He's spreading misinformation. I am surprised they're taking it off the air. Maybe put someone else in the seat for a couple days and bench him.
This is affiliate ownership, so there are
right.
dozens of affiliates saying we're not going to run it.
And my only concern there would be there should not be any jawboning going on from the federal government to make that happen. We can point out with more speech that Jimmy Kimmel is totally wrong about that.
I think it's fair to expect consequences if you're lying about the assassination of Charlie Kirk or you're celebrating it.
So I'll show you guys the video now, what Jimmy Kimmel was saying about Charlie Kirk and his death. Like I said, he was kind of mocking and saying that the shooter was MAGA and this kind of thing, where he wasn't. He was clearly a guy that was against fascists and people on the right and hated conservatives, super liberal. He was a trans man. He was also dating a trans man into a woman. So it was a whole different crazy contentious points. But a few different things before we get into the video. You know, I don't truly believe that you should get fired for your workplace. Like, that's sort of a woke left-wing thing. If you're mocking people, whatever, that's kind of your right. You can say what you want, in my personal opinion. The guy's dead as well. You know, he doesn't really give a shit. It's mainly his family and his supporters. But I do think, obviously, there are consequences. Like, if you're in a professional setting, like if you're a doctor or lawyer or something, and you're publicly on social media, yay, he died. That's obviously not professional. And obviously, that has to be taken into account. Like, you can't have people in these positions. But if you, like, I don't know, if you're not someone that holds much weight, if your name doesn't hold much weight, you know, the average person speaking in conversations, it doesn't really matter to me. You can make fun of whoever. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. And also the left bring up this. They say, well, you know, we cheered when Osama bin Laden, he got killed. Because in 2011 or 2012, Osama bin Laden was killed. They actually had John Cena walk out and announce it on the WWE.
We have caught and compromised to a permanent end Osama bin Laden.
Whole massive thing, you know, in the United States, like, and obviously vastly different. Osama bin Laden is the head of Al-Qaeda, a terrorist group that literally killed thousands of Americans and thousands of Americans when they went over to fight them in the Middle East, right? So obviously terrible people. Nothing to be compared to a guy that speaks to college students in different universities around the world. I mean, it's just completely ridiculous, guys. Like, to argue different points and compare him to such a crazy person is just beyond me. I just don't understand where that sort of comparison is coming from. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you think? Should he get fired for his opinion? I mean, this is what the left do, and this is kind of what I was making about the videos a few days ago. Like, the left give it to us super hard, so let's give it to them straight back twice as hard. If they want to cancel us and say all this crazy shit, well, we can do the same thing. we can be just as petty as they are.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks? They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of someone he called a friend. This is how a 4-year-old mourns a goldfish, okay?
For whatever Donald Trump is, guys, maybe he's a backstabber. Maybe he doesn't care about Charlie Kirk dying. Doesn't really matter. I don't really care about that. Okay, funny, I saw that quote. He also gave a big press speech about how it was horrendous. So he's being professional. Obviously, with this speech, he's trying to be a bit goofy and say, okay, we have this construction. I actually saw that a few days ago, and I said, well, that's a bit strange. But it's taken out of context. The guy already gave his opinion on what was happening. He wasn't super close to him. I mean, what does an 8-year-old have in common with a 30-year-old? He helped run for his presidential campaign. So did a lot of people. Donald Trump is a ruthless guy, you know, plain and simple. I'm not excusing Donald Trump. Maybe he's an asshole. In my personal opinion, he's gone back on a lot of things that he said he was going to do. In terms of Jimmy Kimmel saying that Charlie Kirk's assassin was MAGA, conservative, and this kind of thing, completely false. He wrote on the bullets weird, you know, memes, you know, drove a really nice car, had a beautiful lifestyle, super rich, upper class lifestyle in Utah, like a beautiful state with the sun shining every day. He's just a rich kid that flipping was a woke lefty. Who do you think gets transition surgeries? You think they're getting transition surgeries in Southside Chicago, in Compton, in these flipping destitute areas of America? No. He was going through transition, and so did his boyfriend who was going through transition. They're both transgender. That's rich people stuff, guys. That's, you know, you don't get, the government doesn't fund that. You have to get that your own money to do these surgeries. So it's just ridiculous to suggest that he was right-leaning. He was literally a far-left woke Marxist communist, this shooter of Charlie Kirk, 100% across the board. Next video here is from Kid Rock talking about Charlie Kirk's death once again. Let's hear it.
Fox News Alert, we just obtained new pictures from Charlie Kirk's vigil at the University of South Carolina, where hundreds of students gathered in the streets holding American flags and shining flashlights on their phones. And here's a live shot at the University of Texas, where another vigil is about to get underway. Let's bring in Kid Rock. Kid, one of the things you said on my show a little while back really stuck with me, that you played the inauguration of Barack Obama and Donald Trump. Speak to that and where we are now as a country.
Yeah, not only that, Jesse. I actually thought about that before I came on here. I was like, I didn't even vote for Obama, but they wanted to have kind of an inclusive event. They called me as a more conservative guy to play it. I'm like, sure, I'll respect our presidency. I'll go play it. And then just recently, took Bill Maher to the White House for dinner, one of Trump's biggest adversaries. And if it wasn't for Fox News and some social media, nobody would hear about it.
Yeah, so there you go. You know, we're talking, the left and the conservative people are way more friendly. We are the friendly side. We're always professional. We want to help people. Okay, we're the inclusive side, guys. We want to help people. Kid Rock said he played at Obama's inauguration. That's inclusivity. Could you imagine any left-wing people even suggesting that they support Trump? It'd be flipping mayhem. It'd be flipping hell.
Trying to do something positive to bring this country together. And I've said it and I'll say it again because I think it needs to be echoed until they get it through their fat skulls. The mainstream media is freaking public enemy number one right now. Just the clips you just ran of these people from the New York Times and these other nut houses they call media establishments. It's absolutely freaking ridiculous. I mean,
same thing here in Ireland, in the Republic of Ireland. The mainstream media is a disgrace.
And then they say that, Charlie Kirk, God bless him, by the way, his wife, kids, he's inciting this, he's inciting that. I'm someone who understands better than anyone as being a very vocal Trump supporter from day one. They've called me a racist Nazi for years now. I mean, go look up a few facts about my life, my children, everything. But other people start to echo this. Just people who write dumb articles who think, I'm trash and I hate my music, and they say he's just a racist Nazi. And, this starts to build. So you get these nuthouse kids who are doing nothing but playing video games, watching these occult movies that are all over our streaming services.
Yep.
That won't go outside to play any sports or anything.
Yep.
And, then they think they're going to do something good. I'm going to go kill a Nazi.
Yeah, there you go. I love it. He said it perfectly. You have these nutcases that are in their basement dwellers, or in Ireland, we don't have basements. We have the attic. There's kids in their rooms. They're playing video games. They're chronically online, which isn't a bad thing per se, but they never play sports. They never leave the house to go to the gym. They never leave the house to go socialize with other people. And then they hear on the news constantly, yes, these people are Nazis, they're fascists, they're good. It's good to hurt people on the right. It's good to kill right-wing people. This is what the Irish mainstream media is broadcasting to the public of Ireland. They're constantly pushing this message. It's good to hurt right-wing people. Kill a fascist, kill a Nazi. And if you're slightly conservative, now you're like a flipping Nazi. Now you're a flipping right-wing conspiracy theory Nazi. Like, I would say I'm just right of center, and people would call me far-right, lunatic, Nazi, conspiracy theorist, woke, insanity-driven, crazy crackpot. Because the left have gone so far left now. It's unbelievable.
But go kill a racist. And they're literally mentally deranged. Yeah. We need to bring the freaking nut houses back.
Yeah, you're incentivizing these loner kids to take shots so they can be heroes. And then every time after it happens, kid, they say, oh, we all have to come together. We all have to come to both sides are violent, both sides, and then they just move on and start calling us fascist again.
And that's the big point. Both sides are not violent. Only the left is. I've never heard of any right-wing violence. In Europe, this is Europol stats from Europol and Interpol. These are security stats. 80% of arrests are left-wing. Only 2% are from right-wing. It's ridiculous.
Well, I've heard a lot of my liberal friends say it, and they're exactly right. Like, you don't want to mess with us people. We have the guns. We know how to use them. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants an all-out war. We understand that everyone on the left is not sick, but there are enough people in the media and enough of these crazy liberals too that just create this big echo chamber. And I'm not saying there aren't crazy right-wingers that do some of this too. There's a little bit of guilty on both sides. But these people, I mean, they're supposed to be this inclusive, this, that, and the other. And they're the ones that don't want to talk and get along with anyone. Just don't even want to sit down and break bread. I mean, I'm in this business where some of my friends, people I've had big hits with, call me with this whack out stuff all the time.
Yeah, we got to.
Yeah, literally. Like, everyone, if you're in Ireland and you're talking about your political preferences and you're on the right, you'll probably have friends and crazy people coming to you. I know I have. Oh, I can't, whatever, discuss things. It's like, but you are the person that can't discuss things. You just get flipping too emotional and just go crazy. I'm open to discuss things 24/7. It's grand, as long as you keep it professional.
Are listening to each other and respect one another. Is there any message you want to get across real quickly to people that are still vandalizing vigils and celebrating this murder?
Yeah, you're going to keep it up. You're going to run into the wrong people. Yeah. Some people I know,
yeah,
that aren't going to play that mess, and it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be very ugly,
and we don't want it to get that way, and it shouldn't get that way. But it's throttling towards a very dangerous place, and we have to do something to prevent that. Click here to subscribe.
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you push back, guys? Like, at what point, as me, more conservative guy, or anyone that I know that I talk to on a daily basis, not just Irish people, but people that are from foreign affiliate countries, whatever, that are Christian and they love Ireland too. But what point do you push back against this woke crazy shit? It just seems to a point of a breaking point. They shot Charlie Kirk. They're trying to twist the narrative. They're shooting these people. It's getting a bit extreme, if you ask me, guys. The political violence has gone through the roof, and it's all coming from the left. Let me know your thoughts. If you want to help support me, push back against the mainstream media in Ireland and abroad, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member for €3 per month. We have, of course, 26 members, 27 members now, I think, actually. I love you guys all, and I'll see you in the next one, man. Peace.